Hello, Barmy Badger Army.
Hey, Badger Army.
Today we are going to be talking about RuPaul's HoliSlay Christmas Spectacular, and we're also going to be talking about retail during Christmas. And working in retail during Christmas can't be fun, can it, Nick?
We've both been there, so...
We have both been there. I used to work in a comic book shop, and Nick used to work in Where in the World?
PC World. Or Puck World, as I used to call it.
Puck World, indeed.
And
so
I did 1 year at Argos as well.
Oh, did you? Was that during the Christmas holidays season?
It was, yeah. Yeah, I actually quite liked it on that because I was just in the warehouse and didn't have to put up with all the people wondering where their orders were.
Okay, that's one of these things. But do you think it's painful, Nick, experiencing that sort of thing? Do you think it's like a really horrible time of year, long hours? I know for the fact that the boss doesn't finish till at least 11 o'clock some nights. And things like that. Do you think that's like really painful? Would you want to experience working in retail again?
Not if I can help it. To be honest with you, I don't think retail was a great fit for me anyway. You know, it's like when you're kind of like an environment where you want to get to know your customers and give a human touch, but at the same time you've got to sell about half the store to them.
I know, it's a bit of a hard mix, isn't it? I must admit.
At PC World, for quite a while we didn't really pay much attention to Christmas because not a lot of the stuff that we sold was great Christmas presents.
Back then, now I think they really plug electronics in Christmas.
And then 1 year they started getting in loads of stuff. We started getting in folders, pens and stationery, you know, kind of stuff that we'd never really been having before.
Okay.
So I mean, I remember one year was pretty much, it was like everyone wanted to buy everyone else a laptop for Christmas.
Yes, this is true. Yeah, everyone's like, buy a laptop for Christmas.
Yes,
it's everywhere even now, isn't it?
People are like, let me know what your cheapest laptop is, and I'm just like, oh, and I was just thinking in my head, you don't want to know what the cheapest laptop is.
You don't want to know what the cheapest laptop is.
Because the thing is, the cheapest laptop, if your kid is trying to run games on it,
that's right, it's not going to work.
It's not, because the cheapest ones are not designed for things like gaming.
They're not designed for like the popular games like Minecraft and Roblox and all that, and the MMORPGs such as World of Warcraft. They're not. I remember I ran World of Warcraft on a cheap PC, and no word of a lie, after about 2 to 3 months, I melted the graphics card.
I bet you did.
Yeah, no word of a lie.
The following year was when the world economic downturn happened, and I was like, I swear it's going to get busy at some point. No, it's going to start getting busy. Never did.
Never did.
Boxing Day. Boxing Day the previous year had been absolutely mental, and the day after, I'd done like a 14-hour shift, the longest shift that I'd done while I worked there.
How did you find that? Was it painful?
Well, yes. I think you kind of ended up got to the point where it was like you'd kind of like forgotten the rest of the world existed outside.
I know exactly where you're coming from.
And I think a lot of retail workers find that, you just kind of go out of the place and you're just like, right, kind of what else do I do with my life when I'm out of here?
I know, right? It's painful.
But yeah, my final year in retail was just when the world economic downturn happened, and it was Boxing Day, and there was hardly anyone there. I was astounded.
So strange. I bet it was strange, because you were expecting people to be there because stereotypically Boxing Day is a popular day for shoppers, isn't it?
I mean, we had a couple of years where we had like 10 really cheap laptops for sale there, and it was a bit chaotic because we'd kind of lost track of who was ordering them and who hadn't.
That's right, okay.
But the year after it was just so dead. I mean, while part of me wishes that I'd left retail earlier, I'm kind of glad that I was there to witness that, because if someone had told me,
you wouldn't have believed it. Because now it appears to me that retail's on the up. I mean, the figures point to it not being, with Amazon and all these different internet-based things. But, you go into Romford Town Centre now, and it's probably heaving with Christmas shoppers now, right now, this second.
I think a lot of people, still like the traditional means of going to the shops.
It's a buzz of talking to people, isn't it?
Of this as well.
Yeah, and there's that buzz of talking to people, isn't there?
Yes,
it's really interesting. Like when you go in there,
it's good to talk, as BT were telling us for many years.
Indeed, yes, and Bob Hoskins.
The other thing. Sorry, you.
No, it's just one of these things where it's like communication. I think people enjoy creating relationships with the people that they go to see. And I do think it is it's a science, really. It's one of these things, you go to the shop, not really for the shop, but for the people.
Exactly, and it has been said, you know, I mean, when I was doing retail training many moons ago, there's people don't buy products, people buy people. You know.
Yeah,
and
no, that's true.
And,
that's true.
You know, people will. You know, if someone walks out, if a shop assistant is rude or dismissive to you, then you're not going to buy anything from it. So
no, it's true. That is very true.
You know, you haven't bought that person, and as such, you're not going to buy. You're not going to buy anything from that store. So, and I think yeah, you know, so as you say, you know, there's a whole psychological element to that.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't think they're there with retail.
Yeah.
The other thing we were going to mention with retail is if you are working in retail right now, then you know we have a little bit of sympathy for you.
Most
if you've
definitely.
been putting up with Christmas songs for the last
Shakin'
2 months.
Stevens, The Darkness.
I was just at the local the Tesco that's just down the road from here. Other supermarkets are available.
That's right.
And it says, and they were playing "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey on a loop.
On a loop.
What has the staff done to deserve that? You know, I just kind of wanted to say, kind of like don't do that to yourself. Good,
it seems like it's military torture to me, you know, like
I mean, I know you
splashing a drop of water on your head every 2 seconds.
I mean, I know it's only like 2 or 3 weeks, and you're not going to hear it again for another 10, 11
one
months.
song on a loop.
That's just wrong. We did have that when I was in retail once. It was earlier in the year. We had something where before we had an in-store radio station.
That's right, yeah.
We had the same song played a lot of times, and it's just like, seriously, people.
Why would you do this to yourself?
For ourselves.
That's right. It's painful. At least variate it up and do lots of different songs. There's thousands of Christmas songs there that you could choose from. But why choose one horrible album and play it over and over again? That's like war torture.
Yes. So yeah, stop doing. So yeah, you know, if you walk in a shop and you notice that that's happening, just tell someone.
Exactly, it's mad.
Check in on them, check in on the staff, make sure they're all right.
Because it is a high pressure situation. They're there from early hours in the morning to really late at night, you know, to help the store, to help you guys, to do all this stuff during Christmas. And I tell you what, it is tiring.
And they deserve your respect for it.
They deserve your respect. So if you see someone stressed that works in a shop, try to take a deep breath, because I'm guessing you'll be stressed too, and be kind to the people serving you.
Yes.
Because it's their Christmas too.
Yes.
Is what I'm basically saying. So, you know, it's a high pressure situation. So, you know, everyone be nice to each other and just sort of be calm while you're shopping.
I do remember a quote from Tim Minchin I do remember a quote from Tim Minchin saying he has made decisions on people that he is going to work with based on how they treat waiting staff, retail staff.
Really?
Yes.
I like Tim Minchin. He's a very interesting man.
He is very interesting, and his head is screwed on, you know. So he's made decisions about people that he is that he's gone on to work with and not work with, depending on how they treat kind of like the people who are effectively below them.
That's very interesting.
So, yes.
So Nick, now on to today's second topic. We're going to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Holiday Spectacular.
Now RuPaul, this has obviously been huge over in the US, and it's actually coming to the UK.
Okay, yes, I did hear this, but RuPaul's Drag Race is going to do a UK version. I did hear about this. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's a bit of a closet RuPaul's Drag Race fan. I don't really mention it that much, but I'm a big fan of the show, so it's going to be interesting.
They are kind of like they're taking applications for it now.
Yes, this is interesting. And I think it's going to be interesting because I think a lot of the American stars of RuPaul's Drag Race now have become almost Insta-friendly. They become Instagram stars that are sort of ish famous first and then they go on there.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting to see some people that are raw talent from the UK that aren't necessarily famous on a social media background, and then they're going to come onto RuPaul's Drag Race and be fresh.
A lot of unknown entities there.
A lot of unknown entities, because I find that with the later series of RuPaul, you know, sort of like the public already know the stars before they get on the show. Does
or
that
at least
make
they
sense?
can find out more information about them straight away.
That's it, yeah, they're present online. So it's going to be interesting to see with the UK show the different people that are on there. But I really enjoyed the Holiday Spectacular, Nick. I really thought it was great, and I thought it was really good for the trans community.
Yes, because
Nick?
they had Sonique in, who was a trans woman
From season 2.
And yeah, you know, I think you know, there's still a lot of misconceptions around gender in society.
Right, most definitely.
You know, I mean, I remember when I was growing up. I mean, I don't consider myself to be transgender as such, but you know, I got a. But the thing is, I mean, when I was at school, I mean, I wasn't into football, I wasn't into action films. A few people questioned whether I was actually male at all. Because
really?
of that.
Okay.
Yes.
But that's a very stereotypical
Exactly.
80s view, and unfortunately that's part of our upbringing, wasn't it? It was a very clean-cut lines in the 80s, wasn't it? You were either into football and action films, or you were just some sort of random entity. And I think that's what I went through as a kid as well. People didn't quite get me because I didn't want to play football. I didn't really want to do that type of exercise. I love rugby and I love extreme.
Were they calling you a girl?
No, I was just a really lonely geek, really.
Yeah,
I used to like hiding in the library. I used to like hiding in the library.
That's the most derogatory thing ever to call a boy a girl.
I know. Well, this
You
is
know,
a very old-fashioned statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to like hiding in the library reading Spawn. So, you know, it's not like I was reading My Little Pony or anything. But yeah, I still got a similar label where, because I wasn't into football and things like that, I was sort of this unknown random child.
But yeah, but there's lots of talk, you know, gender isn't simply defined by what's in your pants.
This is true.
And
this is very true.
You know, because you know, there's all stuff about chromosomes and genes and having a male or female brain. You know, gender is more of a spectrum than sex.
Indeed.
You know, so it's all so you know, I think so. I mean, I quite like that. Although I haven't really watched much of RuPaul's Drag Race, I kind of like that these sorts of things there, because maybe it's the first thing we can get to actually challenging a few attitudes.
That's right, because
gone unchallenged.
I agree with you, because
apart from lazy memes on social media.
Lazy memes, yeah. I mean, I just think that a lot of these things are really important because, you know, it's a popular show now. Like we were saying, it's got a UK one. It's got its first Christmas special, and I think it being in the popular media will only help educate. And I think RuPaul and the rest of the drag community are really thankful for the fact that it's getting publicity.
Yeah.
It's becoming well known, and it's being more accepted, and that then helps the LGBTQ community in hand, I feel. It'd be very interesting to hear your views on it. But like I want to talk about the Christmas special a little bit, because I only watched it yesterday, and I think it was really fun. RuPaul did get some flack because people were sort of saying it was just an hour-long advert for his new album, and to be honest, right, it was a Christmas-themed album. It's a Christmas show. I thought it was really entertaining. I thought the songs that were featured were really fun. The challenges were funny. Seeing all the different drag artists from the previous years was really fun. Kim Chi is always one of my favourites. Very eccentric individual, wearing lots of random stuff like massive drag costumes involving massive presents. So Kim Chi was definitely one of my favourites. But it was like the whole attitude of it. You could tell it came from a warm, fun place, and it wasn't just to promote an album. I don't believe that, because I think it was fun. You could tell that everyone was having a good laugh. RuPaul got up on stage and performed. It was one of these things where it was just so much fun, and I think that's probably the first time RuPaul's ever actually done that in Drag Race, where he's actually got up and performed. And I think the pit crew were having a laugh. Everyone was really fun, and you could tell it was probably, you know, I wish I'd watched it on Christmas Day, to be honest, because it felt like
you could always see if you could track it down.
Yeah, well, I might watch it again because it was so fun. You know, so I recommend it. And not being funny, yes, it probably will help RuPaul sell albums and songs on iTunes and things like that. But, you know, good luck to him or her or whatever he wants to be called this week, because I think it was fun, and it came from a warm, great place, and it was, you know, eccentric, it was a good laugh, and it was inherently geeky. So
and what more could you want?
And what more could you want?
So,
indeed.
yeah.
So that was really fun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, and it, so what if it sold a few albums? It obviously helped promote the.
They do that on X Factor all the time.
Exactly. So, and they don't moan about that all the time, do they? And like we were saying, it helped promote the transgender community.
And the drag community
and
as
the
well,
drag community.
A misunderstood community in a lot
And
of
of
ways.
course, people won prizes and they've done all these different things. It was so much fun. And it had a lot of the people in there that came back, and there was guests and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it was really good fun.
Good stuff.
A good hour spent. So Nick, are we going to talk about your latest Bollywood adventure to wrap up the show?
Well, if you go on my Instagram at @actingnick, you'll see a few photos from a Bollywood crime drama which I filmed at the weekend. We're doing more filming for it in January.
Okay.
And yeah, it's I can't say too much about it at the moment. It's all a bit under wraps, but who knows? It might be coming to Netflix very soon.
Oh, that's going to be really interesting,
So,
and hopefully you'll be in more than one part. You say?
Yes.
It's going to be very
a 6-part
interesting.
series, and hopefully I'll be making appearances in all of it.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That would be so cool.
That'd be so cool. So I look forward to that, and obviously we'll drop the name of that when it's possible in due course. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, but enjoy the photos on Instagram at the moment.
Indeed, yeah. So let's wrap up the show. So your thoughts on Retail and RuPaul's Drag Race to end the show, Nick?
Well, Christmas in Retail, it's always going to be a difficult time, having to listen to all this music, all these people who having to buy presents for other people. They don't really know what they want, but they just hope they're doing the right thing. Retail workers out there, we salute you.
Most definitely.
You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work, and I hope all that Christmas music doesn't drive you mad. And if you do end up with the same stuff on a loop, have a word. And RuPaul's Drag Race, as we say, it's one that seems to do well. It's introduced people to,
the LGBTQ community,
to parts of the LGBT community they might not have come across before. But I think, but also I think there's a lot more to you than your sexual orientation.
Most definitely, it's all about what's up here, guys. Your personality.
It is all about what's up here, and I think challenging gender stereotypes is a good thing.
And old-fashioned attitudes,
yes.
Indeed, yeah.
That's a good thing, and the fact that it's moving into a more trans-friendly direction is a good thing, I think.
Oh, definitely. I can't see why not. I think that's brilliant that it's moving into a more friendly, because attitude towards inclusive to
more
everyone.
Inclusive. So that's a great thing as well, and yeah. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas. So let us know what you guys think of RuPaul, Retail, and what are your plans for Christmas in the comments below. Bye for now, Barmy Badger Army. Thank you for watching another episode of On the Bench. It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Bye for now, guys. Big shout out to everyone that sponsors and helps the show, because you guys keep these episodes going. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.